the summer. Again, a very different perspective. And this, of course, is the big one. This is the race that all solo sailors around the world want to win. And he will become the ninth winner in 10 Vendée Globes. Of course, Michel Desjoyeux, the only skipper to have won it twice. On board just to Charlie's left on that catamaran is Mish Dej. That's his boat, which is out to support a few hours before the finish on his final night. He still managed to finish and take fifth place. But what could have been for Boris, but equally. So a very much more straightforward approach for Charlie just now. When you consider the potential or the conditions we have seen over the many, many years of the Vendée Globe, big winter storms, these really are, as we say, dream conditions for Charlie.
Yeah, he's setting up now. This is him. He's looking for his final tack in.
And also, of course, you have to reflect on the how our broadcast technology has moved on year or edition after edition. Here we are inside the boat with Charlie, observing his final decisions, his final moves, and indeed that phrase in itself giving such an insight into the modern technology of these Mocha 60-foot yachts. It's all about indoor, being protected from the elements and living in these tiny little pods. So the advances that Charlie's made, we can't talk about comfort, Alan, but we can talk about the lack of discomfort or less discomfort. He's made significant changes in that respect between his previous boat and this one.
Yeah, I think so. I think Charlie got to remember is coming from the Figaro. The Figaro is really brutal. It's a small 30-foot long boat. The races last about three to 5 days. There's no room for extra weight, and so everything's minimalistic. So he would have been sleeping on the GRP in the Figaro and only getting 10 to 15 minutes sleep in at a time. So you come from a background that is brutal. It's hard, it's tough, and that's what's made a lot of these top sailors out there. I mean, we look, Johan's come second. He's won the Figaro twice. Seb behind him, also Figaro sailor. Sam, Jeremy Bailey,
it's very much the proving ground, isn't it?
But that's where they've become tough. So when they transition into these boats, you don't know what comfort is. You don't know that you need it. You don't know what's missing.
But I think for sure there's a step up in terms of discomfort.
Yeah,
compared to last time, I think. Space is more compact and more efficient, so that the skippers make less actual physical moves round the boat. They refine their movements to a smaller area, making fewer steps.
Because a lot of time on these boats, you can't move around. If you need to get around, you're on all fours. The boats are violent. They're not fully falling boats. They're semi-falling boats. They're crashing off of waves, and when you drop 4, 5, 6 meters off a 2-3 meter wave, it's a pretty big crash, and you nosedive. So it's all about the efficiency, and come back to the comfort. What that means is the ergonomics around where he sleeps, how he accesses his computer, how he cooks. Charlie can do everything from his seats. He can run the navigation, he can ease the sheets, he can control the autopilot, swing the keel. Everything can be done from the same position, and to get from his seat to his bed, it's one quick movement. To get from his seat to the cockpit again, it's one movement. So it's everything's designed around that efficiency. Oh, that's beautiful there. Look at the sunrise on his on his bow. This is the final line into the
There you can
run
see
into the finish.
The breakwater, the entrance to the legendary, the iconic channel of Les Sabres d'Olonne, which unfortunately he's not going to be able to go into just now. He's going to have to wait till the afternoon. The tide situation here in the channel is such that he only has a limited time as the tide is going out. The water levels drop, and
this is the final mile for him now. This is it. It doesn't get any better than this.
It doesn't get any better than this, but he'll be able to savor the moment, staying out on his boat until the afternoon, when he'll come into a triumphant welcome. Tens of thousands of people in wait, ready to salute his victory this afternoon.
As you can see here, there's still a lot of lobster pots to avoid. I mean, Charlie knows this area, but the lobster pots move, and you can catch one of those on your keel and can stop you completely dead. So he's gonna stay focused all the way in here. And you could see him on the VHF there. He's probably speaking to the race committee, just in case they haven't seen the armada of boats coming towards him.
Anyway, we should hear that communication. But the final mile, the final minutes for Charlie Dalin, heading for victory in this 10th edition of the Vendée Globe. He's been the most consistent leader over the course of the race. He's led since the 30th of December, when he took the lead off the Brazilian coast of Rio. Difficult, tricky weather transition there. He emerged ahead of Johan Richomme. There's been a tide. The two have been tied by a piece of elastic pretty much all the way around the course. But this time, Charlie's managed to hold that lead, which he will now convert to victory in the Vendée Globe in the next few seconds. But still quite light winds.
Yeah, getting lighter as he approaches the coast here. He's doing a final little bit of tiding there by the looks of things on the deck.
But this is the moment you dream of as an ocean racer, as a solo sailor. And this is the moment that has motivated him ever since the last time. You could not, as you said, Alan, write a script like this.
Oh, the beautiful shape of this boat. I mean, a Verdier designed boat there, massive. It's just glimmering in the sunrise. These are really magical shots for anyone watching it, anyone who knows, anyone who's been following the Vendée Globe, anyone who's worked on these projects, anyone who's discovering sailing. And for those who have been trying for a long time to win this, this really is the holy grail of single-handed offshore racing.
Numerous, quite a few skippers who have taken the start of the Vendée Globe multiple times and never even finished it. And ironically, as we said earlier, this will be Charlie Dalin's second time of crossing the line first. But this time it's for real. This time there's no doubt. And now the smile starts to widen Alan.
He looks like he's almost allowing himself to accept that he might cross the finish line here.
But it's going to be a huge and popular win. As I say, I think he was the ultimate sportsman, the ultimate gentleman in accepting Bestaven's victory last time.
Yeah, Charlie came into this race as the favourite, I think we've got to say. He had a new boat. He's a solid sailor, he's consistent. But, I mean, that comes with a lot of pressure associated with it. And I think he's dealt with that incredibly well. He's not given an inch to anyone. He's not showed any weakness the whole way around the race course. It's a seriously impressive performance from him. 24,000 miles around Antarctica and back up to France. And this will be a new record. Crushing the old record of 74 days.
That's right. And
almost 10 days faster. I mean, that's almost a 2-knot average. quicker lap of the planet.
That's what we're saying, is that every second edition, the record moves on days at a time.
Yeah, what were we saying? We think it's every 2 editions, it's dropped by about 10 days, give or
Which
take.
is incredible. Yeah, I think from 84, 74, and now 64. But the race fans, we know, will be out in force. We've seen them since early this morning, coming out even to watch from the beaches and the pier head, even though they're only these 5 or 6 miles offshore. At the finish line, so many avid race fans in France and throughout Europe. But look at that. The Victory Armada, everyone out there wanted to share these final moments in ocean racing history.
The team there, they're part of the guys that have made this happen, made this possible, because he's on the boat single-handed here, but you know it's a team game fundamentally, and he's supported by a shore crew. They've worked with him on every detail of the boat the whole way through this 8-year process.
And indeed, Charlie's a naval architect, qualified at Southampton University, and so he's a significant input into every stage of the design with Guillaume Verdi's team, and indeed the team from Mer Concept, who project managed and finished the boat built at CDK. And there we go, Charlie's
Globe.
Charlie's Globe, it is Charlie's Globe, waiting to welcome him. What a great image. You say just perfectly timed, as you would hope and expect from Charlie Dallen. We've seen in the past that some skippers have had the luxury of waiting or timing their arrival. I can assure you that Charlie has been at 100% over the course of last night. He just wants to get this job done, the race finished, and victory in his pocket.
We've got behind him on the water there, Pole finished there, Courselage. I can see that's the training centre up in Port Lefort, where he's been training training out of the past 15 years or so.
And of course, it's the pole where, or the training centre that's contributed, I think, almost all of the recent Vendée Globe winners. So there we go, the announcement from the race committee on VHF saying, announcing the approach of Massif Santé Prévoyance, Charlie Dallen, to the finish line, acknowledging his arrival.
It's about half a mile out now from the finish line, so. What a moment.
There we go, there's the finish line there with his globe, Charlie Dallen's globe. This is Charlie Dallen's Vendée Globe.
He'll leave that cardinal mark.
There we go, he'll go on the bow and just the iconic moment in the sunrise.
This is his moment. He is king of the world.
Indeed, he just normally you see your skipper just watching the transit of the line from the bow. Here we go, Charlie Dallen. Charlie Dallen acknowledges the moment, just savouring the final seconds of his Vendée Globe as he comes across the finish line to win the 10th edition. 64 days, 19 hours and 22 minutes and a few seconds, and there it is. Charlie Dallen is king of the Vendée Globe.
This is his race, finally. He has waited so long.
He is, I think he can't quite believe it. The tears come, I'm quite sure. Just can't quite believe he's done it. He's been on the edge for 64 days, 19 hours, 23 minutes, and the big moment of release. The tension is off. The job is done. The victory is complete.
And this is such an accumulation of work for Charlie as a personal competitor. He is at his peak, but he's not just at his peak now. He's been at his peak for years. Charlie is number one.
He is indeed coming through the line, just as we say, just letting the victory wash over him. All the emotions coming to the fore in the final seconds and these minutes after the line. We'll have a few minutes to remain solo on board.
Now, what will be going through his head right now?
So Charlie finishes at 07:24:49. 07:24:49 hours at UTC. And beautiful, beautiful images. He spoke to us yesterday and just he was talking about his dream finish in flat water, almost getting up in the foils, and that is exactly just about there. Just needs a couple more knots, but really you could not have hoped for a better finish, better conditions. Great for everyone, great for Charlie, great for his team, great for his family. So 64 days, 19 hours, 22 minutes and 49 seconds is his elapsed time. So smashing the record. First place, Charlie Dallen. So the course, the official theoretical course distance is 23,905 miles. His average for that is 15.37 knots. But he actually sailed at 27,667 miles. His average is 17.79 knots. So his family coming on board, his team coming on board. The moment the 64 days and 19 hours of being totally solo is over. Victory is theirs. Alan said it's very, very much a team sport, even though it's all about solo racing. Support at home is absolutely essential. Support from his team.
And this is his first contact with humanity.
Exactly.
So now they're gonna furl the sails up. They're gonna tidy the boat up, and Charlie's gonna try and absorb and realise what he's achieved.
So the record is beaten by 9 days, 8 hours, 12 minutes and 57 seconds. So that's the record set in 2016 by Armel Leclerc. Is smashed by Charlie Dallen by 9 days. 9 days and 8 hours.
Okay, I can see Charlie almost doesn't know what to do with himself. He's been racing for 64 days. He's been so focused, not just for 64 days, for 8 years on this moment, on this goal. And to achieve this here, he almost, I can see it in his face. He's over the moon, but it's almost unreal. You can see in his body language, he's still focused on the boat.
But it is there's that key moment when you relinquish control as skipper. You relinquish control to your team. As you say, no longer solo. And I think great response from the crowds on the water. Just a foretaste of what we're going to enjoy. And as I say, one of the features of his day is he's not able to come into the channel, unfortunately. His cut-off, he's actually just, he's an hour after cut-off time. If he could have been coming into the channel at 7:30, it would have been okay, but
he's starting to absorb the atmosphere of the crowd there now as well.
So just
qui avait fait un très beau Vendée Globe 2020. Là, qui nous surprend, qui nous épate. Vraiment bravo.
So we're just hearing the message from Mr. Alain Leboeuf, who's the president of the Vendée region, president of the race, just congratulating Charlie Dallan,
Il y a 4 ans que
thanking him for his victory and his fantastic performance.
It's been a busy morning here in Les Sables. All those boats in the water, they've all been here since 3 o'clock this morning. Has been waiting for Charlie to cross the line. There's all the sponsors, the family, the friends, the press, the TV.
We say that will be one of the virtues of the day, is the day will be extended and he will be able to savour a whole day of victory. We know that he's going to stay on the boat until he comes into the channel. We'll do some initial interviews, I think.
Here's one happy man there.
But as we said, Alan, so many of these ocean racers, these solo offshore sailors, cut their teeth in La Solitaire, in this proving ground, the ultimate test of one design solo offshore racing. And Charlie had five back-to-back podiums, never quite won it. His main rival, Johan Richomme, won in 2016 and 2018. Indeed, Johan denied Charlie victory in 2016. Charlie had come across the finish line and had victory in theory. Johan picked up a big gust on the final leg and came in and usurped Charlie by 5 minutes and 15 seconds. And so we say that Charlie's been Mr. Consistent in that respect, to say 5 back-to-back podiums. But this is the biggest one. This is the win. This is the one that counts.
Totally. And Johan and Charlie were teammates back in the day, both racing under the Massif colours. They've grown up together, the same age. They studied in the same city, both Southampton, and I know they've been rivals the whole way through.
And friends. I mean, very respectful friends.
Working together and
who shared a room, I think, at one stage.
Yeah, and they've pushed each other along this pathway. Both of them. That'll be the first time he's lied down, not worrying about where the boat's going.
Where the boat's going, what he might hit, what sails. Has he got the right sails up? Has he got the right configuration? Is he on the right ley line?
He doesn't care anymore.
No more pressure. It's all dissipated. It's all gone. There's no more nights wondering where he lost the last race by a matter of 2 hours. There is just no more pressure. It's just time to enjoy it, to celebrate with all his team, everyone who's contributed in any small way. The big team at Merconcept, to say, who run the project, led by Francois Gabard. I think Gabard's influence as a past winner is significant.
Oh no, definitely. Gabard's been again consistent throughout his career, and I think he brings a very level-headed decision making to the process, and they've obviously worked well together to build not just this boat, the boat before, not just the boats, but the projects, and to pull the right team together. I think they've obviously got a wealth of experience and knowledge that's all accumulated towards this moment.
And I think for sure they learned so much from the last race, and obviously the boats have generally become more reliable because of the IMOCA Globe Series, which requires the skippers and their teams to do many more races over the course of the 4-year quadrennial. Certainly made the boats more reliable, but he's had no significant mechanical failures. You look at the number of skippers behind who have had problems with the halyard hooks and things that drop sails in the water. You've Seb Simon behind, who was in the same stretch of ocean, who hit something and lost a foil. You have to acknowledge the hard work that's gone into making this boat reliable. And also in the end, I think when you look at the conditions this morning, a little bit of luck goes a long way. Anyway, there you go, Charlie Dallan. 64 days, 19 hours, 22 minutes, 49 seconds is his winning time of this 10th of Vendée Globe.
New record for around the world. That's